guys, we're now looking at target 2B for our KC2 review. Target 2B is I can add and subtract and multiply polynomials and show why the solution is equivalent. Okay, so the first one is we're finding the difference of this one. Remember, with subtraction, right, there's a subtraction sign there. I have to change all signs. Okay. So my first one stays the same. I have 9x squared plus 8x. This is going to change to plus, and everything after it is going to change sign. Negative 6x squared minus 4x plus 10. Now I'm just combining like terms. I have a 9x squared and a negative 6x squared. 9 minus 6 is 3x squared. I have an 8x and a negative 4x. 8 minus 4 is positive 4x. And then I just have a positive 10, so that's plus 10. So there's my answer, 3x squared plus 4x plus x. Looking at 7, find the product of the following. Remember, for product, for multiplication, there's no sign in between the two parentheses. That means I'm multiplying. I'm going to draw the box. Okay. So I have 11y plus 3 and 2y minus 4. So 11y and 2y go here. 11 times 2 is 22. Y times y is y squared. Then I have 3 and 2y. 3 times 2y is 6y. Then I have 11y and negative 4. Negative 4 times 11 is negative 44. And I still have y. And then finally, negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Okay. The biggest issue we seem to be having with all this combining, all this multiplying, is remembering our variable, especially the squared on the y and the y here. Okay, so don't forget your variable. The next thing we're doing is just writing down our answer. I'm going to start with my y squared. 22y squared. Then I have 6y and a negative 44y. This is just addition here. In front of the black. So I'm just adding 6y plus negative 44y is negative 38y. And then I have minus 12. And there's my answer. 22y squared minus 38y minus 12. All right, looking at number 8, I have c plus b squared. So again, I'm going to draw my box. Remember, c plus b squared is 2c plus d. So I have c plus d and c plus d. So I have c plus b here, c plus d here. C times b is c squared. C times b is cb. D times c is still cd, because I always write my letters in alphabetical order. D times d is then d squared. I have 2d. So I have c squared. Then I add these. Remember, when I multiply two things together, I get it squared. When I add two things, the 2 just goes in front. So CD plus CD is 1 plus 1, which is 2. So 2CD And then I have another c squared. And that is my answer, c squared plus 2cb plus e squared. All right, let's look at number 9. You're making square paper cutouts for a project. You start with a square piece of paper with 8 inside. You reduce both its length and its width by y as shown. What is the area of the cutout? Okay. Well, I need my area equals length times width. So I need my length. Well, my original length was 8, but I took away y. So my length is 8 minus y. Sorry, not the width. My width, well, I started with 8, but I took away y. So my width is 8 minus y. So my area is now 8 minus y times 8 minus y. Again, I'm going to draw that box. I have 8 and negative y, 8 and negative y. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times negative y, well, positive times negative is negative 8y. The negative always goes all the way out in front. 8 times negative is negative 8y. A negative times a negative is a positive. Y times y is y squared. So again, I always start with my squared first, my highest exponent. Then just my regular variable, so just my y's. And I'm adding this. Negative 8 plus negative 8 is negative 16y. And then I have positive 64. So my constant comes left. So there's my answer. Y squared minus 16y plus 64. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the next page. Let's look at the last problem for B. Explain what polynomial should be added to 4x squared minus 9x plus 1 to make the sum equivalent to 6x squared plus 12x. Okay, so remember, this is my first. And then this is my answer. So I'm going to have it down here. 6x squared positive 12x. There's two ways to do this. There's two different ways to do this problem. First of all, first I'm going to do is just kind of thinking about it. If I want to go from 4x squared to 6x squared, I'm going to add 2x squared, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. To go from negative 9 to positive 12, if I start at negative 9, I have to go to 9 just to get to 0, and then I have to still go another 12. So that's a total of 21x. Then, to get from positive 1 to nothing, I have to subtract 1. If you can think that way in your mind, that is great. The other way to do this problem is 4 plus some blank equals 6. Subtract 4 from both sides. My first blank is 2. That's where that 2 comes from. Then, negative 9 plus some blank equals, my answer is 12. Now I'm going to add 9, because 9 is already negative. My second blank equals 21. Finally, 1 plus some blank equals nothing. Mathematical nothing is 0. Subtract 1. My blank equals -1. So I get 2x squared plus 21x minus 1. Okay, so if you can do it just by kind of thinking about it, that's fine. But this is the mathematical work for it if you're having trouble thinking of those numbers. Alright, go ahead and look over target B and then do the target C review.